8, 7, 6. We've got smoke. 5, 4. We've got ignition. 3, 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff, baby. RIP takeoff. Hey, y'all, welcome to another edition of Mouthpiece Included. Mouthpiece Included out there. This is a podcast where we only talk about sports and politics. Okay. Also, everything in between. This is your host, 9 Milli. And I'm joined by the co-host, Big Ace, and any urban silverback gorilla or gorillette who still has the gonads to pull the F up. In this world of professional football, certain players, dare I say, carry the weight of expectations like a badge of honor. Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, JF1 are no exceptions. But are they held to a higher standard than their often drop dead gorgeous peers, such as Josh Allen, I don't know, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Jacksonville's quarterback. Yeah? Oh, you race card. You pulling a race card, I'll slap the shit out of you with a race card. The whole deck of race cards, I'll slap the shit out of you. Okay? All right. Join us as we delve into the scrutiny, the accolades out there, and the unique challenges faced by these star quarterbacks, from their MVP aspirations, game-changing performances, Super Bowl dreams. We'll go ahead and explore whether the microscope's spotlight is shining brighter and hotter on Lamar Jackson, JF1, and Russell Wilson. What does this mean for their families and the future of their careers? We're also going to unpack the latest news in sports and updates from the world of sports politics. So stand down, stand back, stand by, or pull up. Yeah, you got that noose on your neck, they trying to you break free and you pull up. If you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's go ahead and get Big Ace in building. I pinned the link in that young chat, so y'all go ahead and click it and pull up. Bet down, shot down, went down, bet down. What did you do, bro?
What it do, bro? What's going on? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, we do. We spring forward. We fall forward. What we do? We spring forward. Yeah.
Spring forward. You lose an hour.
You just have to call everybody and remind them to change their clocks. Now you don't have to do any of that anymore unless you're a fucking moron. I unexpect.
Let's say you got a wristwatch and you never had a cell phone, or you got a flip phone.
Oh, damn, I'm glad you said something. I do have a wristwatch. Thanks. I do have to. I never even pay attention to it. I just wear it for show.
Yeah. I got a little older vehicle, so I got to change it in my car. I don't know if you guys with the new smart cars can change them. The car changes itself. But yeah, you got to.
You're trying to say we're gay?
No, I'm just saying.
It's good. So they sound like you're some sort of misgender if you got a smart car.
I'm not calling your car
Big
binary.
ups to all the misgenders out there.
Binary. But your car probably would do it for itself if it's smart and connected to the internet, as opposed to my car with the, well, I don't have a carburetor, but I got a, flex fuel engine, and I got to go in there manually and change the time year to year, or I can do like some people and just wait till the time changes in the fall, and then the time will be right again. But
yeah, tell you what, yeah, between you and your fossil burning engines and.
No, I got a flex fuel. I mean,
and then the other co-host is a guy. He's some sort of indigenous. He's what I mean, crying over the land now. He's some sort of Choctaw. I'm like, what's going on here?
I use the ethanol or whatever the hell is cheaper than the damn gas that most
it's all. Trust me, it's all the same shit. I've been paying attention to these pink people my whole life, and there's no difference. I get up there, I smell it. You know what I mean? And I can't taste the difference between the ethyl and the other shit.
Yeah, I believe it.
Kids don't, sniff gasoline and taste it.
They say, it burns faster than the other shit.
Yeah, right.
It used to be 25 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Now it's $6 damn.
And the new and improved Clorox has been eliminating 99.99% of the germs my entire life, but they're still improving it.
Yeah. But why is they sell certain bleaches that don't do the stuff that the Clorox does? So you got to get the Clorox as opposed to the cheap bleaches that they buy. What's going on?
Well, the Clorox doesn't. The other cheap bleaches don't disinfect anything.
No, they just fake bleach.
Yeah, that's for people who are poor and stupid. Ultimately, that's what it's for, bro. I'm not.
People that go to the dollar store, Family Dollar, they
tell the kids, put that Clorox down and get that cheap shit over there.
Put that shit down. The hell?
Your grandmama and your mama used to use that Clorox.
Yeah.
You go over there and get that cheap shit.
With the rainbow on it. Yeah. We don't need that Clorox.
We don't need that. All right. Big ups to all the Silverbacks. And
big ups.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody's support out there.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe.
Damn it. Topic. Or is Lamar? Is Lamar? I think it's plural. I think I did this right.
All right.
Are Lamar, JF1, and Russell Wilson held to higher standards? Pull up. Link is pinned in the chat. You can call or text as well. You got any baseball news out there? This is open.
It's spring training. Yeah, they're out there and winning and losing and winning and winning and losing. Bellinger came into camp. He's going to need a couple weeks to get in the
Hall of Famer.
Wait a minute. Slow down. Free agent.
He's white. If you don't think he's going to the Hall of Fame, boy.
No. Free agent. He's got to win a chip. Free agent Cody Bellinger reported to spring training for the Chicago Cubs here in the city of Chi, and I figure both of those teams will be how many? 81 and 81, 82 and 81. Well, not the Sox. I mean.
It's 162 games, but I think they want to shorten the season.
Yeah,
they'll never do that.
No, I mean, you got to sell the hot dogs and the beer and the lemonade and the the sky boxes, and you got the fans out there. You can't do all that. So
I'll tell you what, would the games be more interesting if you compressed them? Meaning, we're gonna make 40 games and then charge more per ticket, kind of like NFL does, but
Well, they're speeding up the games with the clock. So instead of the games lasting 4 and 7 hours.
So you can't have Mookie Contreras too, just running out to the mound every pitch. Remember? Remember, he's literally. I'm like, do they have signs? Like, is he literally running out to the mound? Like, we're gonna do a curve on the next one.
Well, they're talking about dinner and what they're gonna do after the game, and
Bro, he used to
Raw.
piss me off, man. That dude used to run. I understand if you got an old savvy veteran on the hill and you're trying to rest
Yeah.
his arm or whatever. One pitcher snapped on him, though.
Yeah.
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 Man, stop
But
running out here.
yeah, well, all of them don't want
They don't want
information.
that. Right.
They don't want the information from the
Some
side.
bum running out there to Deuce, all game over and over, teaching Deuce how to pitch. And it's like,
Hey,
wait a minute.
hey, kid.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, I need you to focus.
Yeah.
Get you to focus on it. Make sure.
Let me ask you though. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
have you had a catcher, Ace? That was a dog that
yeah.
actually knew what he was doing with the kind of was in alignment with the pitchers. You know what I mean? Could call a good game.
I mean, well, at my level, I got a pitching coach that works with the pitcher and the catcher, and he
The
pretty
pitcher coaches. He
much,
call it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the pitching coach, if Deuce is in there, or even if we got another pitcher in there, just someone that's in line with, knowing the personnel, and we're all on the sideline talking about, what the other kids look like they can hit or can't hit, and they line up the catcher where to go inside, outside, fastball, change up, and so the pitching coach is mainly responsible for working with the catcher and the pitcher, and that's basically how it works for our league. Our pitching coach made sure that the kids were in line of what to do and how to play the game and how to go through the lineup. Mainly, hey, come on, hey, mainly, what they would do is talk to the catcher, line him up inside, outside, or high pitch, low pitch, fastball, curveball, change up, and that's how it would work. The kids were in line with those particular coaches, and that's how it works. Unfortunately, you have a certain level of catcher, higher level, lower level. As long as the kids catch the ball, we work with them to set up to catch the ball. But it, it's a matter of how you
Yeah.
work with the kids, how they and how long they had been with the team. But mainly going in the tournament, we had catchers that were been with us all year, and we would just go ahead and pitching coach would work with the pitcher, and mainly he would have the catcher just calling the pitches, inside, outside, fastball, changeup.
Now, are you
I
rotating the
don't
catchers like the league, or your
no.
catcher is normally the catcher, or is this catcher, can your catchers hit? Or is it like the league
Yeah.
where they just suck at batting and you don't give them batting practice and you just have them doing nonsense in practice all day?
Well, my catcher this past year, he was the 5. He was a 5 hitter. Deuce was the 3.
Nice.
This and we had a stud at 2, and our fast guy was at 1. And yeah, so
Because that catcher, bro, it's the easiest way to get them a high school scholarship, a college scholarship, man. They looking for catchers, bro.
yeah. Even when we went to the open house for Deuce yesterday, he said all the catchers were seniors, and they weren't running a uh, freshman team, freshman first-off team this year because all the catchers were upperclassmen and they really didn't have a younger catcher. And I was like, well, my son's the best 13-year-old hitter in the city of Chicago, so he's not going to be a catcher.
Mm-mm.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens next year.
No, and he's pitchy.
Yeah,
He can't. He don't need to be getting dinged up like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Because that's a boy, you're gonna get dinged up back there. Any kids back there, you will get dinged up. You gotta be tough. You know,
Yeah.
it's a mindset
Yeah.
to play that position. You gotta be like a
Yeah,
bulldog.
and it's rough on the knee. Yeah.
Knees,
And
yeah.
those knees get abused. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why when Joe went to college, yeah, catching was over. Because he had been catching for so many years through high little league and high school, and by the time he got to college, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so you probably do got to rotate
yeah,
them, bro. Kind of like a pitcher. But it's so hard to have a backup catcher,
yeah,
huh, bro, who's worth his salt.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's going to catch the ball. That can throw
Yeah.
up that runner at second base, or
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
no, it's tough.
You're lucky to have one catcher, huh?
It's tough with the boundary requirements. There's
Yeah.
boundary requirements where the kids got to live all in the same neighborhood that we do in the city of Chicago versus all these kids that get recruited from other county,
Yeah,
all states and counties.
they have
Anyway,
disadvantages.
but yeah, it's
But they have disadvantages. I mean, you guys
yeah,
would dominate. It wouldn't even be fair, with their
yeah.
stadiums and all their money and, you know, practice facilities and stuff like that. You guys got an unfair advantage. You go out there and kick their ass. You know what I mean? Not
So,
fair.
yeah, right. They're trying to loosen up the rules. If they're loosening them up, I don't think it's for us, but they're loosening up the little league rules
Yeah. They
for
don't
the
want Jackie
upcoming
Robinson
year.
to have depth, boy. Boy,
Ooh,
Jackie Robinson with depth.
yeah.
Woo. All right, let's push past that. All right, Bulls,
Yeah, we
bro.
had two.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
we had two kids last year that they wouldn't clear to play for my 12-year-old team. It probably would have propelled us to the Little League World Series last year. But they cleared them to play this year at 13. So those guys behind you that that are getting scrutinized, it's always a shell game for us, and hopefully in the future we can fix that. But going to the Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls,
They're out there on
bro.
the West Coast doing their thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're trying to get me excited, but then I look and I'm like, oh, they're still sitting there in the ninth seed. They're still sitting there in the ninth seed. Doesn't matter if they're over 500 or under 500. They're sitting there.
Now, did you get some last minute tickets for $5 and go see them play the Clippers the other day?
Nah, but I would have if it was in the new stadium that is almost open since it's right around the crib. But
I got you.
nah, I'm not going
No.
DTLA to watch the Bulls play against the if only everybody was healthy, can stay healthy Clippers. I just haven't, bro, I have no interest
Mhm.
in the National Basketball Association and what they're trying to sell, their product and what they've changed it to. I've come to the reality. It used to be like, oh yeah, I'll get back into it, and yeah, it's good. It's just maybe not for me, but now I'm okay being the old man who doesn't want to watch that shit. I'm
Yeah,
okay with it.
I mean, I came home last night and I flipped on ABC here,
Yeah.
and I don't know who it was. Phoenix and playing somebody they lost to Boston. But it was the last few minutes of the game, and it just looked uninteresting. Boston won, but you know, I've told you for a while I'm not interested in the NBA product, even if it is the Bulls. It just the gameplay has went to Euro play and don't touch and don't foul, and we're going to
How
review.
much of our disdain for the league is because our Bulls have sucked since Derek Anthony Rose, and I'm not sure if that's his middle name, but I just threw it out
Okay,
there. Sounds good.
Derek Derek Pooh
Yeah,
Rose.
Pookie Rose.
Uh,
Since he blew his knee out, and we haven't had any hope. So in other words, like, what if we had, snatched up Wimbignana and had
uh-huh.
him in the job? I think your Wintrust in the league, my Wintrust might be a little different. No?
Yeah. But I don't know, man.
You know what I mean? I think there's an obligation for your team not to suck for a generation. You know what I mean? For you to care. But I don't know. You're right. NFL, you don't have that problem. The Bears can suck and you
Yeah,
still care.
I'm
Yeah.
watching every week.
Yeah.
But this,
Yeah.
this 3-point shooting, don't touch me, don't foul
Uh-huh.
me. We're gonna review every foul and every play to see if it was this or whether it
If
was
you take
that.
a mid-range shot and make it, we're gonna set you down on the bench.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you could have been shooting a three.
Hmm.
What's going on? Or you could have passed to somebody that could
Yeah.
miss
Yeah.
it.
You could have kicked it out to Dumas standing behind the three. Dumas was, it's the right
Yeah,
play. He was open.
wide open. He's
Yeah.
wide open. Wide open.
It's the end of the
But
game too. It's the championship. You got to kick that out to Dumas. That's what
yeah,
LeBron would have done.
he would have kicked you out of the Thomas because he was wide open. That was the best.
Hmm.
That was the best pass. That was the best
And then
play.
and then when Dumas missed it, we gotta get better players out here. I need I need a player. No, stupid. Need to use your players you
yeah,
got better around you.
yeah, yeah. You know your personnel, run your personnel, use
Yeah.
your personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you make
Yes.
everybody better.
Yeah. So
A lot of
yeah,
talk about him being on steroids, but go ahead. I mean, I don't want to bury the lead. We're going to cover that next week because we teased it. There's a
yeah.
video on Cap TV that went
Mm-hmm.
up 2-3 months ago suggesting some sort of juice out there, and everybody thought it was just Cap.
Yeah. Well, they they want to love the greatest player of this time, and they can do it. But we grew up in the Michael Jeffrey Jordan era, and the only thing he was juicing on was cold beer, cigars.
You imagine if Mike was juicing up.
Oh my gosh!
If he'd have went over there to Balco. Now,
Yeah,
his career would have been short, and he probably would have had those same brittle injuries, but
yeah.
how many points you think he would score in today's NBA if he was on juice, the modern
He
day juice? Michael
he still
Jeffrey.
he still
What
be playing 70.5 points a game.
you
What
say?
up, Diesel?
So let's get him in
What
the
up?
building.
What's good?
Diesel, how many points would Jordan average if he was on steroids?
Bro, steroids?
Yeah,
Oh,
if he was juicing up. Same shit Barry Bonds allegedly wasn't taken from Balco, but if I was on steroids, I was just going to show him I could hit 75 home runs and look like a monkey. Big
man,
ups
if
to
he
Barry
was on
Bonds.
roids, he probably wouldn't have been jumping as high, but he would have been rebounding, probably getting over 10 a game, easy.
No
And,
interest.
and the points, oh man, nah, it wouldn't.
Imagine how strong he'd have been too, because it makes him lift weights. Because you look at LeBron's head. I mean, just lay LeBron next to Barry Bonds early in their career, and I'm not here saying alleging Barry Bonds was on steroids. That's not what we're doing. But just look at Barry Bonds early in his career. We need to put the pictures together. I wish we had the interns here today.
Mm-hmm.
Look at LeBron early in his career. And then look at them at the end of the career. Now, juxtapose that. You could say Mike got stronger and Kobe got stronger. But if you look at their before pictures and after pictures, you're not going to see the enlarged head. You're not going to see you're just not going to see
the enlarged muscles.
Yeah, that's that HGH. That's that human growth hormone.
Yes, that's what it
head
is.
and stuff starts getting bigger. And I think Barry admitted it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he admit that he did it?
Yeah,
after
just to
once it
see
all
if
came out.
because everybody else was doing it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, the main problem was the MLB wasn't testing for it, and it wasn't illegal in MLB. They were just making money.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be testing for the old stuff. See, that's the thing. They always come out with new stuff that's ahead of the sports world that they don't know about. You know what I mean? And, it'll be a little different.
The biggest thing is that so this is what's crazy. So they let those players keep their stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that stuff, home run stuff, it's up to the fans to say, okay, well, this person wasn't on juice, so they got the legitimate home run record. Although those players who juice got more. And then old boy who even beat out Big Hurt that year, he was juicing.
Oh, for the Cleveland, Albert Bell.
No, Albert was using like court bats occasionally, but he
Oh
wasn't
yeah, that's
juicing.
right. Yeah, yeah, that's
Giambi,
juice though. That was
when he was
their
in
words.
Oakland.
They blamed the bats.
Yeah,
J-
he was on
G-
cocaine.
Yeah.
Giambi. I'm talking about
Oh,
Giambi.
Jason
Yeah.
Giambi.
Yeah, Frank got second, and this dude was juicing. He was on that list. But they didn't return none of those awards or give them like how in track and field you get called. They give it to the next person who finished it, didn't test. Baseball, no, they didn't return anything. They just keep you from getting in the Hall of Fame. But everything else is okay. So if you're gonna let them keep their records and stuff, then you put them in the hall. You know, put them in the Hall of Fame. You ain't take their records down. The records are worthy. You know, that's crazy to me.
If they're on juice, they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. All their records should be stricken. Every game they won, for the team shouldn't count.
Yeah, but they won't do it. So
No.
if you didn't do it, and you can't just use juice, you got to get those dudes who was doing speed back in the 70s. All of that stuff. They were doing all of that stuff. And they weren't
drinking beer.
They weren't saying nothing.
But did y'all hear that there's a report coming out? Let me find it. Ticket TV was saying something about LeBron. Somebody close to LeBron or was saying that the league buried some information about alleged juice with him. ESPN buried it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's 75 years old. He's out there playing every night.
I said it. I'm not going to suggest it because it's rude to me. But Cap TV did a video on the Diesel a few months ago, and it didn't get a lot of views. And this is Cap. This is Cap. I mean, right? Like Ace just said. I mean, come on, man. At some point, you start look at Lance Armstrong. He's 75 years old. He's still winning the Tour de France.
No interest.
Riding uphill.
It'd be interesting. I haven't heard him or his team say anything.
Worldwide West. Yes, they should come out and be angry. Nothing. Go ahead, Diesel. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, if you haven't been doing anything, then
and you want to control your brand the way he always wants to control his brand and get ahead of things. Go ahead. He always tweeting.
You come out and you stand on it. The people who claim that they didn't do anything or
that's right.
unknowingly took something and they didn't know, they stand on it. When they tried to say Carl Lewis test positive in the 84 Olympics, he stood on it. He was like, look, this is what I took.
If you're not a cheater, if you're a true pure athlete, you're offended at any suggestion of that.
Absolutely.
You stand on it. And then he said, like Carl Lewis said, hey, the stuff I took then and it's way worse now. He says that same stuff is not on the list now. It'll pass.
He was taking estrogen. I'd have left him alone. Carl Lewis could have been faster if he wasn't taking that estrogen.
Man, allegedly. He could have been faster if he didn't celebrate sometimes before he was 5 meters from the finish line. He started putting his arms up and looking around. I'm like, man, run through the line.
That was the free base era. I'm not suggesting anything.
Run through the line, man. What is you doing?
Well, he was the fastest human in the world. Then they juiced up Ben Johnson and put his
they juiced him up.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the worst part about Ben Johnson, a lot of people don't know, is he kept juicing after that. After the Olympics, man, he was getting caught in other things when he would still race.
Well, my noob, Dr. Tim Simon, he would have qualified. He was the last person that would have qualified in the Olympics, but due to Ben Johnson and his juicing, that spot.
He took a spot.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's why I don't respect stuff like that, man, because, you got people who ain't doing that. You know what I mean? And then somebody else is juicing up, and now they got 40,000 points. And they got their head is 4 sizes bigger than when they started, and they got a big story about I spent $1 million. Tom Brady allegedly probably wasn't could have been juicing. I was saying that too. Ace, come on, he's 48 years old and his Achilles hadn't blown out. You saw poor drop dead gorgeous Aaron Rodgers. He blew his Achilles. Kobe blew his Achilles.
Yeah, he started juicing after he blew his Achilles. He had to get back. But I mean, Tim Simon working on the yard, DJing, helping the people at the University of Illinois. My gosh, he should have been in the Olympics versus son of a gun, Ben Johnson. I mean, he was too damn big at that time to be running as fast as he was running, and everybody knew it.
Man, I'd have gave him a football. Go ahead, Ace. I'd have put a football and gave him some crack cocaine. That was that era. And the juice.
Yeah,
He'd have been on my football team. He'd have played 2 seasons.
Yeah, put him right up there in the CFL and let him be a superstar.
Coke Football League. But go ahead, Ben Johnson. We'll see if we can get Ben Johnson on the show. Because, guys don't talk like this about steroids. Whenever they get these people on the show, they kind of talk like Americans don't care. Don't they, Diesel? They kind of talk like everybody's okay.
I mean, there's only a couple of sports that freely admit
UFC
or that they take UFC tests now. You might get away with it.
Good.
They do tests, and when they catch you, they do.
Yeah, because you can kill somebody off this.
They do suspend you.
WWE,
bodybuilding, regular bodybuilding.
You think Schwarzenegger was on the juice? Tookie, rest Tookie. So Tookie said he was selling it to him. Tookie said he was the plug.
Yeah. They were all taking a certain kind. They didn't have a whole bunch of different options back then.
Now you got poor little me in the city of Chicago looking at comic books, Diesel, and I know you were a comic book guy. And in the back, they used to sell all that stuff, and then they had Muscle Beach. Remember they show somebody kicking a sand on. I didn't know this son of a bitch was on juice. I thought he, you know what I mean?
Thought he was out there working out in minutes.
Bodybuilding and arm wrestling. Those two for sure. I'll say like 95% of them juice. And it's knowingly.
Wait a minute. You saying Tyson Bajan's daddy was on the juice?
That's what he said. He said Tyson Bajan's daddy was on juice. Winning with both arms.
It's a small percentage that don't, but the majority of them juice. There's a lot. In arm wrestling, there's a lot. I don't think it's as many in arm wrestling that juice as it is in bodybuilding, right? But there's a huge percentage in arm wrestling.
Brett Favre could steal welfare money.
Like the
Tyson
top
Bajan
guy.
and his daddy could be using juice.
The top guy in arm wrestling,
allegedly,
is named Levan. He juices. I mean, just go look at him. The dude named Levan. In arm wrestling, just go look at him.
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna pull him up. How you spell that? I'm gonna pull him up.
Levan, Levan, and it's hard to say his last name.
No, that's cool. I'll do arm wrestling. Google, they'll figure it out.
You see when he first came in, and when he came in, it's no secret. I mean, some of the people who compete, they'll tell you what they take.
Man, look at this dude. He looks like LeBron. Let me get some pictures. See if we can share. Stop share. Share screen.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Tyson Bajan's dad, if he does juice, I mean, it never really looked to me throughout his career that he was like a regular juicer.
He looks like the Hawk, man. Was Lou Ferrigno? Because I don't think he was juicing because he is hard of hearing. I don't think Lou Ferrigno
did juice. Yeah, he did. He was
the hard of hearing juice.
Yeah, he was competing against Arnold.
He probably didn't know. They was probably whispering they wasn't even whispering. They were shouting, "Give him this juice." He don't know, behind his back.
Levan was from some shithole country. Of course, he was juicing.
He was juicing, huh?
Yeah, look at go down, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see one of the pictures. When keep going. Look at right there where it says the 80 kg.
To my right.
Past it. No, go back up a little bit. Go up a little bit. Oh, down. I'm sorry. Down. You had a picture right there. See that one where it says like 80 kg? And look at him when he first kind of started.
This one now. Is it up from this?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that's when he first started.
This one?
Yeah. No. You had it right there. Where it says
I see it. Yeah. Oh, damn.
That look like his little brother.
This is him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
my God. He ain't just juicing, bro. He's max juicing.
The guy that I mentioned to you guys, he kind of does power. He does arm wrestling, power lifting and stuff. Larry Wills.
Is he black?
Yeah, he's black. He talks about stuff that he takes and how he turned down the amount he was taking. But he said, if I told you guys what the top guy takes. He's talking about Levan. He says, "Oh my God, you guys would be like, what?" So I mean, it's like a known fact. It's like it ain't disputable that he takes, and he's just like growing like Andre the Giant. The guys that I seen beat him in arm wrestling is usually from stamina. You know, once that
I take it
brute
Pookie and
strength
Ray
runs
Ray ain't
out,
the. I take
you
it
can get
Pookie
him.
and Ray Ray ain't the juice plug. I take that because it'll be a bigger national outrage if Pookie and Ray Ray was pushing juice to athletes in high school because that's when they started taking them, bro. They taking them in high school now.
Yeah, they're doing it way earlier than they did before.
Yeah,
no secret on that stuff. But
All
most of the other sports, they don't try to. They try to hush it. Baseball does do a good job, but when they catch them now, they hammer them. You like, what is it, 80 games? Like the first offense, I think, or 50? Is it 80 or 50?
I'd take their money. Whatever contract they were on is null and void, and I'd let them after petition to get back in. I'd let them back in after their 50-game suspension, and whatever team wants to take a flyer on him now that he doesn't have his juice, then they can sign him at what he's worth. I'm not rewarding them for signing a $400 million contract, missing 50 games, losing a little money, but you still got $275 million.
But
I'm not okay
with thing with that human with the HGH, it can literally change your body structure. So even once you get off of it, look at like Buns, your head didn't grew, your frame didn't grew, so you still got that advantage going forward if you just keep working out. You probably
what's consistent about these guys who juice? You always hear that they got some personal trainer, some nutritionist that's working magic. They got they're spending $1 million for a magical compression machine. Have anyone ever seen LeBron's compression machine? Has anyone ever seen
it? No.
Just a bunch of stories. Why aren't more athletes using it? He can't be the only person that can afford the compression machine. So why ain't Steph Curry getting in it, Diesel? You think he can't afford it? You think he wouldn't call LeBron and say, "Hey, who's your compression guy giving you the deer antlers?" Yeah, allegedly.
He's got other shit to do.
I mean, now I remember when the Celtics had like KG, Paul Pierce, and all those guys. I remember, I think it was Paul Pierce, I want to say, he started using a oxygen chamber for his body and stuff. I think it was Paul Pierce. I ain't sure. Don't quote me on it. But
Paul Pierce and KG, now they could be sour grapes, but KG and Paul Pierce is suggesting that this guy's been juicing. Now, can you imagine KG if he was using Juice Ace in his prime?
Well, I think KG is the one who initially broke it, saying as they were.
I'm the one who initially broke it, but KG is the bigger person who, made it a national thing.
Well, I mean, he made it publicly known.
I mean, I said it. I'm looking at it, and I was listening because I said, "This sounds like Lance Armstrong." You know what I mean? I got the best doctors, and I'm smarter. We're smarter than everybody.
We're smarter than everyone.
Yeah, you're smoking a meth pipe and and doing steroids, and that's how you riding up that hill so damn fast. You're no different. Hey, Diesel, everybody saw a crackhead or a meth head on the block. I guarantee you, bro, if you gave him steroids and told him you're gonna get him a pile of meth, and they're gonna ride up that hill faster than Lance Armstrong.
Oh yeah, you're not catching them. When it's a mission to be done to get to that fix, they trying to get to that next fix.
Hey, would it be immoral to have a crack in the meth races? You had your white boys over there with the meth, and then you had the brothers over here with the crack.
I'm gonna get you suckers.
Yeah. And then they race to the end, Ace. And there's if you win, you get all the shit, and if you lose, you got to go into rehab. That'd be a hell of a reality show, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And you tell this story. This is Pookie. Yeah, I stole everything from everybody. My mama don't talk to me no more. I'm hoping I can just get this shit that way. It's a lifelong supply of this shit, and I can apologize. Get my life cleaned up. Boy, that shit'd be great, bro. Look at he's loving it already. Hey, you know somebody who's on this shit. Call us.
Hey, I'm telling you, that remind me of I'm gonna get you sucker. They got something like that.
What was it?
It might be a whole Olympics, Ace, and you'd have to have it. You had to have it in the hood. Hey, you had doctors.
The Hood
He's
Olympics.
down. He's had a heart attack. Oh boy, is that Pookie? No, that's Ray Ray. Ray Ray's down.
It was like we stripped this car in what time? World record.
Somebody's alarm is going off in the parking lot. Where's Ray Ray? He out in the parking lot smashing and grabbing and shit. You know what I mean?
I was just watching that at my car at lunchtime the other day.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. Hey, when he got out the joint, bro, that's one of the best scenes in the history of film, bro.
What is this?
Oh man!
That motherfucker thought he was clean as a board of hell.
You said everybody was looking at him
what are all them medals for? I got this one for typing.
And then they start clowning him. That's
he got fish in his shoe.
It was that point when he realized they was clowning shit. Oh, that was brilliant though. He killed that, man. Like stuff like that. Stuff like that. This is Oscar week. Man, he should have won something for that, man. They didn't respect our genius, man.
They still don't.
No, that was Keenan. Keenan did that, man.
It's still
Keenan Ivory Wayans, man. That movie was hilarious. They shooting.
Well, that was Keenan who like wrote it, but that was a dude who played that pimp dude was that wasn't Keenan. Who was that?
Antonio Fargas.
Yeah, that's Huggy Bear.
From Beretta, yeah. He's like, yeah.
My homeboy Ronton was a fan of Huggy Bear, bro. Like, that's the numbers they was doing on us as kids, bro. Huggy Bear was his idol. You know?
Yeah, fucking pimp.
Huggy, a TV pimp of Starsky and Hutch giving him a snitch. He was a snitch too.
Snitch pimp. Starsky and Hutch snitching to the
man.
The pink detective, whatever they needed,
and pimping black women.
Yeah.
Huggy Bear.
That was America.
And yeah. All right. We're too much politics. Let's get back to the sports side of it. All right.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
So do you think Charlie Hustle should be in the Hall of Fame? I mean,
absolutely.
He wasn't on the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you talking about Pete?
Petey Rose.
Oh yeah, he should definitely, man.
Definitely.
Are they waiting on to die, or what's going on?
Listen, no, they're not going to, because it was at that time it was a lifetime ban.
Until he admits. So he had to take the plea. You know how somebody's innocent in jail and they tell him, if you go ahead and say you do it, we'll let you out. And the guy's innocent. You know, he's like, but I ain't saying Pete's innocent, but he ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, Pete admitted that he did it.
He said he never gambled on his team though. He said he gambled on baseball, but it was about had he gambled on his team.
Yeah.
But even that thing said if you bet on baseball, it was like a lifetime ban. And that's what the thing is. And they just like they
this guy was diving headfirst into first base, getting stick. Pete Rose was a baseball player. You know what I mean? A Hall of Famer.
Pete Rose, a Hall of Famer.
Man.
Yeah. No doubt.
And I don't think the rules said he was banned from baseball, but it doesn't say he's banned from the damn Hall of Fame. Put the man in the Hall of Fame before he dies, or we don't want him to see him in the hospital like Mongo McMichael, trying to they trying to fix what they did for his career at the last moment.
Some of those Bears might have been juicing up, but I know y'all don't want to talk about that because you guys are
some of them. Shit, you crazy as hell. A lot of them were juicing up. Shit.
I'm talking about those 80-pound Bears, Diesel. When you look back on it,
are you crazy?
When you look at Wilbur Marshall, you look back on it.
No, if you look at their frames from back then, no. I mean,
what about the Booger Sugar?
Oh, that's different. That's different. I mean, you had
Wilbur Marshall black ass, but we don't know what was in his
all through the 70s, all through the 70s. Like them Cowboys and Steelers Super Bowls, they were talking about, man, we were getting zooted on coke like the night before the game.
Yeah.
So
In
And
the
that's like
90s
late,
also.
that's like late 70s. So it trickled into prime time in the 80s.
Yeah.
You just never really hear players talking
Bulls
about
playoff prospects, you guys. I know you guys don't want to talk about this. One thing I will say, Kobe White, whatever his name is, he's having career games. He's balling out. Great draft by you guys. Don't mess it up and move him on. They'll trade him. You know, the Bulls, they'll trade him for some nonsense. They'll bring in a crusty veteran. You know what I mean? And move off of him. But the playoff, we want to get y'all updated playoff predictions. Bottom line, what are the Bulls going to do? Who's going to be in the Final Four and who's going to win the chip? Updated NBA that nobody cares about anymore.
I'm going to roll with Boston. Bulls going to lose in the first round, and that's about it.
So you're going
Bulls,
with
same
Boston
thing.
to win it all. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulls, same as look what we talked about last season, the beginning of it, before the season started. They the same team we thought they were. They ain't got no better.
Well, they're over
A
500.
couple of players are made a progress, but the
The coach is doing a
stars.
masterful job then. They're over 500. They don't have any players.
No,
Masterful coaching job.
No. He should have been gone.
You got it, boy.
They ain't do nothing. I like Denver to come out the West.
Would you rather have our coach or would you rather have Doc Rivers coaching the Bulls?
Neither one.
Thank
Neither
you.
one.
Neither one.
My God, Doc, boy, he need to sit down. How much money does he need? They be like, your brother making, man, he had so many big ass checks. He's been GM. He's, you know what I mean?
And then they put him right there to start commentating the games. And I'm like, let's listen to him nut hugging on these different teams, players in the Super. I was like, man, get him off the air, man. All the other people you can have back on the air, get him off the air, man. I don't want to hear him.
So I'm gonna make this. It's gonna be a post on TATN. We've got the data from you guys' an analysis of on a different about the quarterbacks, JF1 and Caleb.
JF1.
Right. So we looked at a bunch of different aspects of a quarterback's game: pocket presence, passing, rushing ability, processing, intelligence. We did a lot. And so what I did was I compiled all the numbers and we combined them. But first, I'm going to give everybody's individual numbers. I'll start with mine. Total points out of all the categories, 9 could have been the highest. JF1 ended up with 57 points.
All right.
And Caleb, it was a close 54.5 points behind. So Caleb had 54.5, JF1 had 57. Now these are, you might say, well, they're so close, get the rookie and reset the money. But as I always tell you, there's more that's going to be attached with this JF1 because you're getting some more, players. Ace, who I, eating a little crow. I was calling him a homer and did a lot of laughing and shucking and jabbing last week when he was doing his points. He actually had the most balanced totals for these players. Shocked. I had to do the numbers twice. Ace gave JF1 a total of 60 points, which is 3 points more than I rated him. And he rated Caleb 59 points. Sounds like Ace wants to move off of the autism kid, the son of 12, according to what he did here. Right, Diesel? You're looking at, they're that close, Diesel, right? Now, here's Diesel.
No, all I heard
was Go ahead.
JF1. That's all I heard.
JF1 is my quarterback.
He gave whatever the top thing was, he gave him the top thing.
He did. I had to do the numbers twice, but
hey,
Ace was the fairest rating out of both of us. Here's yours, Diesel. Now, Diesel, I will say, I'll point out, he was hard on both quarterbacks. I don't know what he has. This guy, I don't know. He's tough on quarterbacks. He's consistently tough because his ratings are much lower than ours. Okay. Now, he rated JF1 41.5 in totality. Mm-hmm. And he rated Caleb 49. So on Diesel's chart, it's a no-brainer. He can bring Dave Wanstead in here, don't kick the extra point, let Dave Wanstead coach him, and this is a no-brainer. So when you combine it, and then I'll throw it to you guys for any commentary, when you combine all our scores, JF1 is at 52.84, so that's essentially 53. Mm-hmm. And Caleb is at 54. Let's start the conversation there. Move up off JF1 for 1 point.
No, I'm sticking with. Is this thing on? I'm sticking with JF1. Getting rid of that damn draft pick. As we've learned, the New England Patriots have traded their quarterback, so they are going to be in top position to look to trade for the Bears' #1 pick. Rake them over the coals, build our team.
Go ahead, hold your thought. Diesel might say trade them JF1, but go ahead, rake them over the coal, build your team.
Yeah, go ahead and get the 5 pick they got that we just gave away for the offensive lineman. Get their #1 pick and keep moving on. Get their #1 pick next year and #2 or whatever the hell they're willing to give up for next year and the #1 for the following year if they realize that they need Caleb Williams to be their quarterback. But
now, Diesel, normally this is where I would say Ace is probably just saying all this because the quarterback's black. But in this case, you guys, I'm not going to pull my race card or my deck of race cards out because they're both happen to be copper colored. So, Diesel, what's your commentary? You saw the data, the analysis. You know, we got numbers.
Well, I'm sticking with my plan. If they were going to keep, and I say it like this, if they were going to keep Fields to be their quarterback going forward, they would have already made a statement or said something. They ain't said nothing because they're basically looking to see what they can get for him, what's going to be the situation.
Hold your thought, but it could be said that they could be, if they were going to draft #1, they would have said that already too. But go ahead.
No, they wouldn't because they're still trying to keep leverage out of the public eye till something a good deal comes along. Now, here's what's crazy. If a team isn't giving up something that's worthy of Fields, hey man, I might just have to keep him, even if I'm drafting #1 and taking Caleb, which is not what you know what my position is. If you take Caleb, Justin's gone. You're gonna trade Fields, move around. But remember what I said. If you take Daniels 2, if you traded 1 down to 2 and you took Daniels, I wouldn't mind keeping Fields to, Daniels may need a year to be, he don't have to play for a year, right? But in the case that if they can't get reasonable compensation for Fields, if the teams are trying to lowball them, right? I don't have a problem with them taking Caleb and keeping Fields because eventually.
Well, Ace said that.
Well, but for different reasons. See, he said it under the tense.
You said it because he's black. You're saying it because you heard the white narrative from the media last week.
No, I'm saying it because, again, if they don't get reasonable compensation for Justin, he's at least a 2 and
they'll never get compensation for Justin.
I'm saying reasonable. So if they don't get reasonable, there's nothing wrong with holding them until.
Okay, but you guys, that's something to debate. What's reasonable in your mind, Diesel, and what's reasonable in your mind, Ace? It was reasonable in my mind is a 2 for Justin. I mean a mid 2.
Yeah, to me, remember I said it could be a late first rounder or 2. And if it's a 2, throw me a 5 with it, a 2 and a 5. Because if you go and look at other quarterback trades along the same kind of lines, it's been that kind of now if somebody said, hey, we'll give you 2 3s, hey, okay, 2 3s,
he's talking about a compensatory, Ace. So basically Justin Fields is worth the same thing that he valued what's my man from Philly?
Hurts.
Nick Foles.
You value him the same. Go ahead, Ace. Where you value Justin? Because you said there's nothing higher.
Justin Fields is under control for the next 2 years. He's under control this year. You can use the 5th-year option on him. I'm taking nothing less than a 1 for Justin Fields. as of right now.
He's probably worth a one, but are you going to get it because people feel like you're going to go get Caleb?
I don't give a damn what they think I'm going to go do. Justin Fields is the one. If you want to go out and get the smaller version of Justin, that's the idiotic.
Maybe it's not so much about Justin as much, Ace, because it's so many quarterbacks coming out of the draft. You got Russell Wilson out there. You got the guy from Minnesota available, and then you got all those draft picks.
Cousins is hurt.
But he's coming off
but it's
injury.
A finite number of teams who might be looking for quarterbacks, and they might be saying to themselves, well, if I'm going to use a first round pick on Justin Fields, then I might as well draft my guy. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of hurting. It's not hurting his value, but it's hurting their negotiating ability. It could be.
The New England Patriots just got rid of their quarterback. They need a damn quarterback. What are they, 2 or are they 3? Whatever they are.
They're 3, I think. Yeah.
They're 3. Yeah. They need a quarterback. They got to do something to get in the top quarterback. So if it's not Caleb Williams they want, if it's not Drake May they want, if it's not Daniels they want, they got to do something to get whoever the hell they want. So they got to make a trade.
Well, if they're 3, and they're sitting there and they're saying, okay, the Bears might take take Caleb.
Yeah.
And then who's number 2? Washington. They're going to take Daniels. And then they can get
allegedly. They might not want a color quarterback.
But then Washington will get Drake May. I mean, not Washington, but New England. And I don't think they'd have a problem with Drop Dead Gorgeous. Allegedly. Drake May versus but I hear you. They would be using a 3rd overall pick for Drake May versus you don't necessarily need a 3rd overall pick for Justin in your trade, right, Ace? You just need a number 1. So it could be mid, low 1, right?
Yeah, you can move up and get you can get Caleb if you think he's this generational talent. Remember, the Bears are trying to get rid of Justin for a generational talent quarterback who allegedly is Caleb Williams, who doesn't even want to come to Chicago and work out for the damn team.
No, he's debunked that. I don't get. I would be a fool to think. Okay, let's say if you're in his situation, Diesel, and you're coming out of college, you're number 1 overall, man, and you got the chance, Ace, to be drafted by, Washington, number 1, or the Chicago Bears, number 2. Who you gonna want to play for? It ain't that you hate the city of DC, but man, your hometown is right there, and that's the only thing I think he's trying to do.
Well, that's the monkey wrench, and that's why he initially, of course, he wanted to go where he's from, right? Mm-hmm. But then once they seen that the Bears ain't on that, whatever he talking about, no, motherfucker, we taking you. So he changed up his whole, hey, look, I don't mind coming to Chicago, blah, 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 right?
He didn't come to Chicago for the workout.
No, he didn't. But he ain't going to a lot of places.
He said he had a nail appointment.
He's gonna do his He's gonna do his pro day. So he ain't going to a lot of people's.
Chicago has the number 1 pick. I don't give a damn where he goes. Chicago has the number 1 pick, and he didn't.
But these are people, Ace. You can't just treat them like they're slaves. Right. This isn't the slave draft.
It is the slave draft. He come on now. It's been a slave draft for the last 30, 50 years.
Right, but we're moving off of that. You know what I mean? We want to move off. Allegedly. But all right. But I'm saying, I think the Bears should make the move with Washington, bro. Go ahead and release Caleb to his destiny. And
if they do, like fine. I said, you trade down to 2.
Down to 2, right? And take Marvin Harrison. You're almost getting there. Getting there, Diesel.
We taking him. We taking Jaden Daniels.
And that's what Ace was saying. We were only moving off. Even you said it. We were only moving off him because Caleb was a generational talent. Now we're moving off Justin for
not if it, but
Jaden Daniels all of a sudden.
No. Remember what I said. If you Jaden Daniels has a lot of good characteristics that Caleb Williams has. He's very accurate. He's mobile.
Uh-huh.
He can
he's better processing in the pocket.
Read defenses better than Caleb Williams can.
Yeah,
He
you
can't.
also said he can't play up to the competition.
Who said that?
You did.
The hell if I did? I told you I watched him at Arizona State. I didn't see him at LSU. And when I seen him at Arizona State, he could ball. You ain't hear me say that. No, I ain't never say that.
But I'm just saying, well, not you, Diesel, but the whole narrative was that this guy is a generational talent. He's like what's his name? Manning, and what's the guy's name who blew his shoulder out, never won nothing? Andrew Luck. Wasn't nobody talking about take some other son of a SOB over these guys and move down and take some other goofy. Wasn't nobody doing that with these generations. You don't do that.
Well, it depends on who comes out when they come out. If you got competition there at that position, then you can reconsider.
You said if it's a draft like with Jim Kelly and that draft with all them,
you can consider like, hey, wait a minute, do I want this guy or do I want that guy? And if
Dan Marino, it was a bunch of them in that
draft. Let's say Washington gives the Bears to only move one spot down. If they tell you, we're giving you, well, you're going to get the pick for this year. You're going to get another number one, a 2 this year, a 2 next year, and maybe like a 4 or a 5 this year.
Well, hell yeah, you're moving there. I'm taking all that. That's how me and Ace have been saying move down from the beginning. You ain't convincing us nothing, but go ahead.
But again, it goes back to, because I'm telling you, it's pretty obvious the Bears are going to take a quarterback. So they're not going to move that far down where they can't take guys.
He said it's obvious. His people told him, it's obvious. Go ahead.
So
let me finish it. Then you.
If they don't mind taking Jaden Daniels, I'd do that move with them, and I'm keeping Fields for a year.
You see how skinny Jaden Daniels is? Go ahead, Ace. I want to hear your rebuttal. Well,
he's bigger, though. Like I said, he's bigger, though, than when he was a freshman, when I seen him playing as a freshman. So he's only going to get a little bit bigger. He ain't going to be that same size. He's going to keep growing into his body. But
I'm going to throw it to Ace, and I do like Jaden Daniels. I'm going to tell you this. I love him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm not taking him at number 2. I'm going to go with the Marvin Harrison Jr. If you're going to keep
talk about Mark. They don't talk about Marvin Harrison. Well, go ahead, Ace. I'll talk about Marvin Harrison if you're not. Nobody talks about. Have you watched Marvin Harrison's highlight reel, Diesel? You haven't.
I don't, man. I've watched enough of his games, fool. His daddy was my favorite receiver of all time. I watched the boy. Don't tell me about Marvin Harrison.
Did you write his dad some letters when he was going through his criminal case, allegedly? You did.
Yeah, and I told him this is coming from Jeremiah Mercer, your favorite fan club. That's what I told him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and shooting people up and
allegedly.
But I would take the receiver at 2. There will be quarterbacks available later on in the round.
That you could develop.
You can develop, and maybe they'll work out. Maybe the hell they won't. But I'm building my team. I'm building my team to compete in the North Division.
And somehow quarterback doesn't go in your equation to build your team.
No, if I took a flyer on somebody, it would be your boy
quarterback
Michael.
Doesn't go into that.
I got a quarterback
to compete.
Listen,
if I can get a quarterback, a wide receiver, a defensive end, and all of this,
quarterback
and an offensive lineman for the quarterback
everything
that you want at number 1.
Now look at this, Mercer.
I'm going to go pick
that he says is contaminated.
Hold on, let him.
Everything he says is contaminated with Fields.
I hear you, but you gotta let him finish.
He
heard you out. All right, go ahead.
It's contaminated.
This guy go home, kissing his dog in his mouth and painting his nails. I'm going to go get some football players to win some football games. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, if you want to go get the guy that's painting his nails and kissing the dog in his mouth and leaving the offensive line short, not having a wide receiver, not having
Wait a minute. Let the first one amongst us who never kissed the dog in his mouth cast the first stone.
I'm casting the first fucking stone right now, damn it, because I've never kissed a damn dog in his mouth.
You didn't go to Drop Dead Gorgeous race school with the pink people.
No, I didn't.
Now, listen. Hold on, Ace. I love your rant, and we're going to give him a close-up. Pause your rant. We're going to give him a close-up. I want him to keep this rant going. Now, if I am going to take a flyer on a quarterback, it's Michael Penis Jr., and I can get him in the second and third round. You pointed Michael Penis out to me, Diesel. He's the type of guy you'll have 2 quarterbacks, and now you have a quarterback system, somebody coming up, you know what I mean, a nice little backup, you know what I mean, and you could develop, and then maybe if fields don't work out in the long run, you got Michael Penis. He's developing without no pressure. He's learning the city. But go ahead, Ace. Let's give Ace a close-up. But this guy's on a full rant here, Diesel. We got to respect his rant here.
Damn it, I'm done with my rant, but
This guy's done with it. Son of a bitch.
But if you're willing to build a team and put your Michael Penis Jr. out on your
Can you
as your
say
backup
Michael Penis?
quarterback, well, Penix, whatever the hell. If you're willing to put him as your clipboard holder next year, or even as your two, and put Bajan as your clipboard holder, or cut him, well, I don't give a damn. But you had this guy learning the system, the new system that you're bringing in with an offensive coordinator that's not throwing 10 screen passes in a game. And you got JF1 with Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore. You can go, if you go out and get a damn Saquon Barkley, you got a damn defense you can't score against. It looks like you might have a damn football team, but if you throw Caleb Williams out there with the same offensive line, the same wide receiver room, and without a wide receiver, without a running back, well, the same group that you got now, yeah.
Okay, but this comes down to Diesel, what you're doing as a GM, right? Your proposal, right? I'm the team president now, and I'm asking you, what are you projecting wins next season, going your route?
Yeah, well, I got two different routes, so if I'm getting a good deal, I'm moving to two. If I'm staying, which one are you asking me? If I'm staying at one and taking Williams, what do I project?
Well, go ahead and give me both.
So if I'm staying at one with Williams and trading JF1 for a two and hopefully something else, and it's
you give me 9
games.
wins.
Is it 17 games?
17 games. We won 7 last year. Your job's on the line. Whichever way you do it.
10. I'm gonna say at least 10.
Wow.
At least 10.
Oh, you telling me? All right. What about scenario 2?
Scenario 2?
Because this is what this comes down to, Ace.
Scenario 2, man, because we're going to end up getting more picks in the year of this year than what we would have anyway, because we only got 5 draft picks now. Total.
And you got Jaden Daniels at the helm. We won 7 games last year, and your job's on the line, and you're telling me the team president who's not pink.
I'm going to say between 9 and 11.
So that's 10.
Yeah, 9 and 11.
Right.
Somewhere between 9 and 11.
All right, Ace is the co-GM. This is a system I set up. And Ace, your proposal. Talk to me. What's going to happen? We go your proposal.
Yeah, we're
because we're steady on the course. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're sticking to the plan. And what are we going to do this year? How many wins? Remember, your job's on the line. I got to tell the investors and the Hallis family and the McCaskies what we're going to do this year.
We're going to win 10 to 11 games. We got
So you guys are both at 10 to 11 games. So that means we have to extrapolate further.
Yeah. And we can't.
How many Super Bowls? How many Super Bowls are you going to give me over the next 10 years?
Next 10 years.
And Diesel, you got to do it both ways. Ace?
With JF1,
Marvin Harrison Jr.
DJ
2.
Yeah. I'm giving you 2 Super Bowls with the next 10 years, and that's even with a chance to retool the team. Because
don't forget you got Sideshow Bob out there.
I don't give a damn about Sideshow Bob. Bottom line, we're coming out with JF1, Marvin Harrison Jr. The majority of the team is going to be between 25 and 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming out balling. And we're getting a new stadium. I'll give you 2 Super Bowls for the next 8 years.
Yeah. Wow. So Diesel, scenario number 1. Next decade, you got Caleb Williams back there at the helm, battling in the NFC North, and then going throughout the playoffs, and then potentially reaching those, quarterbacks from the AFC. How many Super Bowls are you projecting?
At least, I'm going to say Super Bowl appearances. I'm not going to necessarily say a victory, because if you get there, that's good with me. If you make it,
no, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm the team president. I'm telling you what's good.
I'm telling you, we've been there one time.
No, well, let him give a scenario.
In 40 years.
You want a participation trophy still? Go ahead.
So my way, team president works better because financially we're not spending it all on a guy who don't throw the ball to wide open receivers.
The Bears are still making
mute
money
him.
no matter
Will you
what
mute
scenario.
him? I'm talking to the team president. You should be muted. You just a fan out there.
I'll mute myself.
Beers.
But the Bears
He's a
are
fan
always
out
going to
there
make
with
money.
Packers.
You guys are co-GMs, man. You guys got to work together. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I hired you guys because you guys are opposite. I got the Homer and I got, I got Diesel in here.
I'm telling you, our way is cheaper, so I'm gonna be able to maintain our consistency longer, because you ain't gonna be spending all of it on a quarterback. We got like 5 years now to work with the.
But we're talking 10 years. How much you think you're gonna have to pay Caleb after his contract runs out, as opposed to if he's what you say he is?
We'll worry about that when we get to that point. But we got 5 years to work with.
You hear this, Ace?
And within
now we are worried about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what you're doing. You're restarting it. So we restarting it. And if I'm projecting that we're gonna win just as many games as if you kept a guy who can't throw the ball to a wide open receiver.
Yeah, you are.
But you're gonna save all of that money and you can spend it in other places.
And how many Super Bowls? You never said. I never let you say it.
That we'll get to at least within 10 years.
Yeah.
At least 2 appearances.
All right.
1 victory.
All right. What about with Daniels?
With Daniels, I'm gonna say
2 appearances. Can't get no victory. 1 appearance, probably. Probably lucky to get 1 appearance with Daniels.
No, actually, I'm gonna say the same, bro.
Wow.
I think he's undervalued.
So he's a generational talent too.
He's very close. Very close. Very close.
I mean, I gotta make a decision, because this is incredible.
Hey,
this is incredible. Either way, it's good for me.
Let me ask what the height is. Let me find out what his height is. Jaden Daniels.
All right, go ahead. And Ace, either way, it's good for the team. This sounds good. That's why I said the Bears fans are tripping over nothing.
Everybody we draft will get us to the Super Bowl. That sounds great.
Jaden Daniels is 6'4". Caleb Williams is like 6 feet or 6'1".
Oh, I see what Ace is doing here. Ace is saying that the chances of everybody we draft taking us to the Super Bowl, these are pretty small mathematically.
No, because I'm not saying an astronomical number of times. And if you look at what I'm saying one person is supposed to be this superior guy, and you're going to be.
I think Diesel is using the same argument for Jalen Daniels that we're using for Justin. You're saying because with him, you're getting more stuff around him.
More stuff to get put around him. And
he's not going to have to be as good as Caleb. Right.
Yeah,
right.
He's not that far away from Williams. Right. And he's 6'4".
And he's better in the pocket.
Yeah, they're all the same quarterback.
Yeah, he's better at reading and doing what the play calls for.
Yeah, they say he's smarter. And he's probably not on the autism scale. I got to consider that.
Learn that like Mahomes had to learn it. Mahomes showed it, when he first started playing, but he wasn't consistent at doing it.
Well, Diesel, do you have any concern that Caleb has fumbled at as high a clip in college as Justin has done in the pros? Because Justin wasn't fumbling like that in college. Does that concern you at all, the fumbling?
Yes, that's always a concern. If you
all right, Ace. Go ahead, Ace.
You're doing helter-skelter things, you better be ready.
Did you just say Jalen Daniels is better than Patrick Mahomes?
I don't think he said that. Did you say that, Diesel?
No. What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about, Ace? I didn't hear him say it.
He ain't listening.
I'm listening. I mean, first, he's better than Fields. Now, Jaden Daniels is better than Fields and Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, what's going on?
Okay, so you just trying to be a
troll.
Yeah, troll, sideshow.
I'm not trolling.
You're trying to
I'm
get
trying to
clicks
figure out
right
what the
now
hell you're talking
on
about.
his ludicrous
You're
argument.
saying
That's
we
what you're trying
get
to.
Caleb Williams, we're going to 2 Super
I
Bowls. We
said
get Jane
Caleb Williams
Daniels,
is not that
we're
far
going to 2
away
Super Bowls.
from. I said
And
that Jane Daniels is not that
JF1
far
can't
away.
get JF1 can't get us to a Super Bowl.
But I determined that what he's saying is he's gonna have that draft capital, same draft capital we're saying we have with I think he's more comparing Daniels to Justin.
Oh, okay.
But saying he's better than Justin and he's a step lower, so he's between them. And he's saying he's a step above Justin and he's a step below Caleb.
No, he's better than
he's
Justin.
Gonna have that draft capital that we want for Justin.
So
and all the other
we're gonna get Jaden Daniels. Well, Jaden Daniels gonna. You said 2, and who else we're gonna get after we get Jaden Daniels?
That's what he's saying. Who are you gonna use that? Who you gonna get in the 9th? Then.
Well, you can either take one of the rushers that I've been saying the whole time, either the guy from Penn State or the guy from UCLA.
Who's he gonna throw the ball to?
We can get to that, bro. Receivers, the draft's full of receivers, and the guy that you might want, the Dunze, if he's gone,
yeah, he's gonna be gone.
I mean, teams are high on him, so if he'll probably be gone. If he's there, then it's a decision you got to make. Like, hey, do we want to get this other end?
But bro, they saying that Marvin Harrison though, like when we talk about him, they saying we got to think Calvin Johnson, bro, like Megatron. Like, do you understand? Like in this modern league where everybody's throwing the ball around, to have a Megatron out there, bro, that's what they're comparing. And he's got pedigree. Ace likes to, call it a slave draft. This guy was literally bred. Bred.
But you got to be able to have somebody to get him the ball. So if you get him, to me, Fields ain't gonna get him the ball.
He's getting the ball to DJ Moore.
That's Moore. So who gonna get the ball to both of them? He ain't that kind of dude. He's not the kind of dude that's gonna be getting the ball to 2 different receivers. He just not, bro. He's not that dude.
He does it now, but the guys don't catch the damn ball.
He gets it to the good ones, and he doesn't get it to the bums.
No, he don't. Bears wasn't the drops wise. They wasn't nowhere near the top of the league as far as drops.
No.
So that means other teams are dropping balls.
I got data. More, I sent it on our text thread. Hold up, you can't just say that. We got data.
I've seen the game.
Pull up your data.
He throws these balls to guys in the 4th quarter, in the end zone, and they're dropping the ball. They can't catch the ball. They can't get to the end zone.
And we ain't even getting to the end zone in the 4th quarter.
So Ace is just saying that your boy Jaden would be dealing with all of the same nonsense, essentially, is what he's saying.
No, because you can still get a receiver. If you get in Daniels, remember you went to 2, so you're probably getting a number 2. So you can be able to get a receiver.
He's a color.
You can get.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, y'all. Y'all both made these are fascinating scenarios, bro. Like fascinating, and they're all good. Like this would come down to me, my personal relationship with Justin. The knowns versus the unknowns, and if I was a team president, because all of this is y'all both are right there on every argument y'all made. It's like. It's all valid. Like either all could work. Like it's like, damn. So it comes down to, man, my trust is just in a man, looking him in the eye. And
and one thing we keep not mentioning, free agency. That's a big asterisk. I mean, just players, receivers. Period. Yeah. Period. So, how
we don't have that much cap. We got to be careful because you got to keep some cap space. We had one of the biggest caps.
We had the biggest cap.
We don't have a draft quarterback. We go get Kirk Cousins.
So here's the thing: if we pick one of the players that we're speaking on possibly drafting, so let's say, like I'm saying, hey, get another end to go with Sweat. If we sign a free agent to do that,
we are going to do that.
Then you don't have to draft it, and then that frees up to draft something else, right? Or the same way. If let's say, I mean, we ain't gonna get him now, but if let's say we got Mike Evans, right? Then we would have been able to just draft an end with that 9 pick or a different position, whatever we needed the biggest help with.
But left tackle in the center.
Well,
free agency
picked up a center on the scrap heap. What y'all think about that center we picked up? He took a flyer on a guy. He's always taking flyers on the
No,
line,
that's
but
a
he's
good
here to
pick
rebuild our
because
line. I'm tired of these bums coming in here, but go
no,
ahead.
he's not a bum though, bro. He played
Here we
like two
go. If he could
spots,
just,
right?
if he can only, none of them have panned out. Go ahead.
He plays two different spots, right?
Yeah, he plays guard and center. He doesn't play two different spots. They claim he plays two different spots. If the guy could literally play guard and center well, he would not have been available.
We need a center.
It gives you flexibility if somebody on the line gets hurt. You can move.
I just hope it's not another bum that Pose is bringing in. I mean, this guy's
Man,
awful
now
at
you gotta give him.
evaluating line. I
No,
gotta
you
call
gotta
a
give him
spade a
credit.
spade.
Who you
He's not a
calling?
bum.
Which ones you calling that he got this bombs?
The free
Patrick
agent,
and,
of course, his mom passed. Bum. He brought in
Which
the
one?
dude from the Raiders, took a flyer on the dude from the Raiders. He was they had cut him, bum. He brought in
Leatherneck.
yeah, Leatherneck. Yeah.
The
Yes.
linebackers he brought in, they turned it around. I was on their case hard the first half of the season.
I'm not talking about his overall player evaluation. I'm talking about these bums he's taking flyers on in the trenches. I expected more out of him. I thought he had a gift for that since he was a bum in the trenches.
Yeah.
I mean, big ups to Ryan Poles, but he was a bum in the trenches. They claim he played for the Bears. I don't remember this guy, but I'm gonna get his jersey. If he keeps Justin Fields, I'm gonna buy a Ryan Poles jersey.
Now, hey, when does the free agency start? I think Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And then isn't there a deadline where teams have to if they're not gonna pay a dude, they gotta cut him.
Cut him or
tag him or cut him.
Yeah,
so
they
this
come
gonna
available.
be, you know how we've seen this week an influx of different players that are like legit vets. So it should be a whole influx of people.
Are these legit vets going to want to come play for our team, GM Diesel, if you got a rookie quarterback? Because they're slaves and they're on a clock.
It depends
with
on
their
who it
bodies.
is. It depends on who it is. So like if it was the Drake May guy, they'd be like, man, I don't want.
But if it's Caleb, they might want to come mess with him.
Or even Jaden Daniels. I mean, a lot of dudes got respect for him. So we'll
so Hayes, if we do the scenario, we draft Caleb and we keep no, we're not doing it. First of all, let me tell both of y'all what we're not doing. We're not drafting Caleb and keeping Justin, because that's a waste of draft capital, right?
We're not drafting Caleb at all.
All right. Yeah, like I said, it comes down to it would come down for me, bro. Like listening to y'all lay it out. It would honestly come down to my face-to-face conversations with Justin and how I feel about the man Justin Fields, because that money we're talking about, it's a value for the next 2 years. It's actually an advantage having Justin. Like A said, you can just sign the extension for the 5th year. It's really cheap. So I'm been team Justin Diesel, but man, y'all both. Like I said, man. Go ahead.
Any son of a bitch who wants to be the first player ever not to do a physical at the draft as a number one draft pick.
You're mad at the brother for fighting back at the slave combine. This is what we preach. We've been preaching it all on the show.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm not mad at
your boy Harrison didn't show up at the combine. So, I mean, it's not that big of a thing. He's going to have his pro day.
He's telling what he's mad about, because the slave combine, the guy doesn't show up. I'm happy he doesn't show up at the slave combine.
He didn't show up at the slave combine, but he didn't want to come to Chicago and do a physical here in the city.
Now, that was a little offensive.
Yeah, he's going to have his pro day.
But you got to come to the city of Chicago. Bro, it's the 3rd largest market. Like, it's a world-class city. Like, when you start doing stuff like that, you're out of touch mentally. Go ahead, Ace. Probably got autism.
The Bears got the number 1 draft pick. So, the fact that you won't come here and do a physical or work out, or, you did 10 minutes with the Bears at the combine, but you won't come to the city and do a physical or a workout for the team. Pass.
I'm happy he's not doing it. To Diesel's point, Marvin Harrison is not doing it. It's a slave combine. I don't need them to put feathers up my bum and take their measurements and treat me like I'm a slave at Plymouth Rock. You know what I mean? I didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Landed on.
I don't give a damn about the combine, but the Bears got the number 1 draft pick. Whether they're going to trade it or draft your ass, bring your ass to Chicago and see the city, see what the team is about, see Hallis Hall, and make your decision from there. But to tell the Chicago Bears that drafted Walter Payton in the 1st round that you don't have interest of them coming to this city, you got to come out to LA to see your ass work out. Pass.
What?
He ain't the first player that don't go to a team. They wait for a lot of players that just wait for their pro day at their school and perform.
They haven't been the
They'll
number one
skip the
draft
combine, all of that. You don't know
Yeah,
if you number one.
especially
You
the number one overall.
speculate.
Yeah, they don't use. A lot of them don't do nothing. They like, man, if y'all ain't, a lot of them don't do nothing.
Because they know
That's why Marvin Harrison ain't doing nothing. He's the best talent in the draft, and y'all ain't talking about that. It's
any
Calvin
numbers
Johnson.
that you put up
Y'all
get
trying
compared,
to pass up on Calvin Johnson. Go ahead, my fault. You passing up on Calvin Johnson.
Any numbers that they put up can get compared to what the other players did. But the bottom line is, what do you look like on the football field? So
yeah, I have no interest in Caleb Williams anymore. Bring me in Marvin Harrison, who's the best player in the draft according to TATN, and
he's the best player in the draft. Diesel. How can you have a so-called generational quarterback and Marvin Harrison, by all the prognosticators, is being called the best player in the draft, and somehow we can't draft Pookie?
Well, it goes back to who you got behind center. That's the problem. If that problem was fixed, it wouldn't be an issue, right? It wouldn't be none of this issue.
Well, you guys, this is a chicken or the egg conversation, though. And then the Ace is going to say, well, he wasn't throwing to nobody, and he didn't have no block.
But that's
and he had a horrible offensive coordinator who got hired by the Raiders. He got hired by the Raiders.
It ain't flying, bro.
I think the Raiders want him. I think they hired our ex-offensive coordinator, Inspector Getsy, because they want Justin. I think that black Pookie head coach wants Justin Fields.
Well, you know what? We give him away with open arms.
No.
All right, John. We can talk Justin all day.
Give us your next 3 number ones you can have, Justin.
Now, and then look, we didn't even mention the running backs. I want
Saquon Barkley.
I'll take. I can take Saquon. I ain't got no beefs with him. He been relatively. He hadn't really been hurt much, other than when he pulled his knee up playing against the Bears.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to give him the ball 30 times a game. In my system, Saquon touched the ball about 15 to 20. I
don't want Josh Jacobs. He gets hurt.
No, I don't want him.
I
want Saquon. Saquon is a dog, bro. When I hear him talk about athletics, and some people talk about sports in a way that's gay, and then other people talk about sports in a way that's.
Did you say that?
Yeah, it means happy.
Okay.
According to Webster.
But can we draft a running back and reset the running back clock? That makes sense for the Bears. It save money for the Bears.
They can. I mean, they
These doesn't care about running backs. The NFL narrative and the white man has programmed him that those guys with those thigh muscles who used to get all the money and used to get all the praise are no longer important.
No, you don't let me say that.
Run the ball and say the team and get all the touchdowns. Yeah, you just said it.
What are you talking about?
You just said it about the quarterback.
All right, y'all. Let's get on topic. We're gonna get on topic. We'll go real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Did you just say about the quarterback?
I think it is. Is Lamar?
What did I say about the quarterback? Wait a minute.
You want to reset the damn clock?
I want to reset the clock because
want to reset the clock.
About to pay him that much money, that fool can't throw the wide open receiver.
Because he's black.
Hit the bricks.
Because he's black.
No, because he incoherent to throw the ball to a wide open dude several times.
Would you pay him if he was white? That's what I'm asking.
No, he's walking.
He's walking. He sounds convicted. Ace, I mean, I honestly don't think it's a racial issue.
It got nothing to do with race. It got to do with his skill. His skill when it comes to throwing the ball. Period.
Hey, Diesel would fire a motherfucker. He don't care if he black boy. Diesel coming in, man, you're fired. You know what I mean?
And I'm having him in there right after the one game. I seen 3 different receivers wide open, and he looked dead at him. And he just didn't throw the ball.
Diesel ain't gonna mentor him. He ain't gonna train him up. Like, your ass out of here. I'm running a business, huh, Diesel?
Like, what are you seeing? Did you see that guy right there?
We reset the clock.
We're resetting the clock on your black ass.
You look dead at him. You look dead at him.
but it's not my money. Hey, but let's go ahead on the topic, man. Is or are I think it is Lamar, JF1, and Russell Wilson held to higher standards? These drop dead gorgeous quarterbacks.
Yes, that's quick
Oh,
answer in a nutshell.
wow!
Yes.
Look at that, Ace. Look at that. Go ahead, Diesel.
Yeah.
Do tell.
It's. I mean, it ain't no secret. It's been that way. It's still that way. It's they're trying to they try to change the perspective narrative
Who
or
would you rather
whatever.
have at the helm, Eli Manning or Pookie Wilson? Go ahead.
Now that's I'd probably take Eli Manning.
It's not hard for me. I'm going with Ray Wilson.
No, I'm not taking him. He's gonna throw a pick on the goal line. He knows he should hand it off, audible and hand it off. He ain't smart enough to do that. No.
Well, they both won on the backs of incredible defenses. You know, just one was black and one was white.
Yeah, but the other one, he ain't make those mistakes. I watched him hand the ball off down on the goal line against the Patriots and get the ball ran in.
Process.
Yeah, but the other one wanted to be had the limelight.
And listen to the coaches and call the play that the white coaches called. He wanted to run that.
He knowing that it ain't right. And so no, I don't want him. No, I'm taking Eli. Even though overall Russell's been a better quarterback throughout his career, I'm still taking Eli.
All right. So are they more maligned? I'm talking about specifically these quarterbacks. And do we want to pull a race card? Lamar, JF1, Russell Wilson. Like in my mind, Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer. People easily say Eli is a Hall of Famer. They claim he's got a Super Bowl. They claim this, that, and the fourth. And in my mind, I like Russell. He's a little bit more mobile. He's a little more savvy, smarter. You know what I mean? He can process. Yeah. But people didn't like him.
I think they both are.
Yeah, they didn't like him because he wasn't a thug. If he was some sort of thug, they might have liked him a little more.
Yeah, I think they both are, and that to answer your question, yeah, I think they are all.
So let's take a look at these three. You got Lamar. He's got the braids. Never gets in trouble. Never been in trouble in his life. Yeah.
Looks like Pookie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He looks like you want to pistol whip him and tase him. I thought it was my taser, but I shot him in his black ass face.
What are you doing in this Mercedes?
Yeah, in this neighborhood, in his house, in front of this house, which is yours. And then you got JF1, whose dad is a cop, good kid, never heard any improprieties, never seen him at the club, doing this and that and the fourth. Good kid. And Russell Wilson. Yeah. Good kid. Like when we get to the point, America, when we're dragging down these kids, you know what I mean? What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, we're hating. I mean, you got Russell Wilson, a stepdad, as well as a dad that's taking care of his own children. JF1 is just trying to make his way through this league. After 3 years, the narrative is that he needs to be moved to another team so he can do better. What sense does that make? You need better players around him so he can do better. And Lamar.
No. The narrative is he needs to learn how to stand in the pocket like a white boy. Go ahead, Ace.
And you got Lamar, who's a 2-time MVP. And we can't understand why he can't win a Super Bowl. His team needs to get better. His team needs to be in a position to win a Super Bowl.
Well, no mobile quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl. Steve Young was mobile and he won. But go ahead.
Steve Young.
Now that thing that you just said with his team need to be better, Lamar, he had the best team. They had home field advantage. They had the best team. Period. Their team was the best.
Special Bob had the best team.
No,
he won the Super Bowl.
Let me say this.
He didn't have the best team. They played better.
You guys are
in
both
key
right.
situations.
No, let me say this. I agree with Diesel in that sense, but in the game that they lost, that great team that he had didn't necessarily play the best. The team around him.
They didn't play the best, and neither did he.
Yeah.
It's just he picked a bad time to have a average game. And they didn't perform in the key spots of the game. I mean, the Chiefs punted the ball several times in that game. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing with it. They did.
They won.
Yeah, they won the game. but they didn't do nothing with
Purdy
it.
did
But
the
they had a
same
better
thing.
team.
Purdy
Yeah, they
did
won
the
the
same
Super.
thing in the Super Bowl. They
Yeah,
didn't
they
do
won the
nothing
Super
with
Bowl
it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they had the best team.
No, they didn't have the best team. The
Well,
Ravens
So
had the best team.
who
Well,
had the
here it
best
is.
team?
Here
The
it is.
Ravens had a better team than the Chiefs. They just didn't perform as good.
What you guys are doing, I had this debate with the Bulls back in the day and the Knicks when they had Ewing and they were supposed to be the better team.
Yeah.
And then they were deeper and they were this and that and they had Pat Riley and everybody was calling them the better team. But who won the chip ace?
Sure.
The Bulls. So at that point, you have to say the Bulls were the better team. You
No,
do.
the Bulls had a better team. That's different.
Well, that wasn't the narrative. They were like, you know.
That's the press. I don't go by the press. I go by what I see. And I can
Mhm.
tell you the Ravens had a better team than the Chiefs this year. Throughout, period.
They had the best.
They didn't
the best
perform.
quarterback.
Why
They didn't
are these
perform.
guys maligned more than the Drop Dead Gorgeous?
It's still trying to get out from under that what do you call it that they put on black quarterbacks over the years. It's still that stigma, still that thing. So they're still trying to get out.
They won't even let the
that.
black quarterbacks have commentary on it, Ace. What's the guy name? He sells the funny hats. Got his own podcast.
Cam Newton.
Yeah. Cam Newton makes comments, professional comments about quarterback. These bum quarterbacks could talk all they want and nobody says anything. You know, Cam comes out there and says something on his podcast and he's the bad guy. And I think he's in a position more than any of us to comment on, you know, what it means to be a black quarterback in sports.
Absolutely.
They get on, what's his name? My man. He does I think he does a good job when he's commentating.
Who?
RG3. You see how he got into it with the quarterback.
They don't trust him though.
Who was
they
that
don't trust
guy
him because he married Karen. He married a Karen. So
But who was the guy he was arguing with?
He likes to talk all the pro-black stuff, but he married Karen, didn't he, Ace?
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you see how they were going at it? He was talking about how
I like him. I like him, but then he's married to Karen, and that'd be the thing, just be stuck.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's always hard. You can say what you want. You know, good and well, you can't bring a Karen around there on the South Side, you know, and then start talking pro-black shit.
I don't care about who his wife is and all of that. All I'm caring about is what they talking about as far as football and stuff.
You like Eli Manning.
All right. He got himself, he had a rude awakening. You know what I mean? He thought he could marry the white girl. You know, one thing about Russell Wilson, he married a what, Ace?
You married a sister.
Yeah, that's right.
He was married to a white girl first. Stand down. Both of y'all.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I knew he was a cornball, and that's what I'm saying about RG3. But
that shouldn't matter. Why did that matter to y'all?
He realized his mistake, and he went back. He went down the right road.
Yeah, like for instance, Sideshow Mahomes. He's married a white girl. I don't hear him talking about black consciousness. Nobody wants to hear that. You know what I mean? Right, Ace? He's not going to show up at the Mason Lodge with his. He's not going to show up at Mos Marion.
I don't hardly hear none of them.
Show up to Mos Marion, him and his wife, and sat down and have a bean pie with the sisters. Come on, bro. You trying to act like it don't matter, and you over there on the south side of Chicago.
Man, listen. Are we talking about their football? And are we talking about football?
Somebody will pour that white girl weed right out of here, walking up and down Narragansett Ganson on 73rd. Scratch the shit out of it. My fault. Go ahead.
Personal life.
It's politics, baby. That's what we're talking about.
It's TATN, baby.
Yeah, it's politics. You know, this stuff all matters. All right, but let's get back to sports. All right, but you said RG3. Yeah, I love his commentary. I ain't gonna lie. And he's walking.
And they get on him when he critiques quarterback or something. And
he critique the white boys, don't he? He critiqued the white boys.
Then they start talking about how he played. Like,
yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he be critiquing the white boys, but he don't know better. It was guys like I knew guys like that in college. They from the suburbs. They just don't know. They don't know how to play their position. You know what I mean?
Then they go right at his numbers.
He critiques hard. What's his name?
He'll be lucky if he don't end up in the penitentiary. You know what I mean?
He's gonna have to cut those braids out of it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? All right. That's why they go at him, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And he got to rename himself something like Snot. You know what I mean? Like Booger. He should be, Snot Griffin 3, and then they love him. You can't have a white wife and be public with it and not call yourself Snot. But, you know what I mean? In front of these white people, it's still America, last time I checked. All right, Ace, let's go with the final words. You guys, we don't want to get banned off the internet. We'll start with Ace and then Diesel will do your...
Well,
these guys acting like they ain't in Chicago.
Right. Well, I mean, it's obvious that these these melanated quarterbacks are
Diesel forgot
evaluated
where he is. That's obvious. Go ahead.
evaluated at a higher standard than the drop dead gorgeous guys that they're compared to or came out in the same draft or played against in college. Trevor Lawrence. There's been no mention of Trevor Lawrence today after the the Jacksonville Jaguars traded for Mac Jones from the New England Patriots. They haven't said anything about Trevor Lawrence getting another drop dead quarterback on the team. So we don't know the intent.
And Trevor was drafted #1 overall, and he was generational, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was generational, drop dead gorgeous, smart, can stand in there and process, and #1 overall.
He hasn't been to the Super Bowl yet.
But he got, but they didn't move off him, did they? They re-signed him.
Yeah, they re-signed him,
Okay.
and they drafted, and they just traded for another drop dead gorgeous quarterback to put on their team. However, everybody after 3 years they want to move off of Justin Fields and go out and get a smaller, slower version of him that can allegedly throw the ball better.
Well, he's generational. Reset the deck.
Yeah, behind the same damn offensive line, lack of wide receiver talent, and go to the Super Bowl with the same team. So I don't understand the narrative of all you people that see this guy as generational talent. Is the history provides?
Can you say you people on YouTube? Go ahead.
Yeah, I can say you people.
Right.
It can be. It's a general term. It's a pronoun. But but you can't say that this guy is going to come in and transform the Bears into a Super Bowl team just because he's a #1 draft pick when history has provided that the numbers, the narrative, and pure facts that your #1 draft pick quarterback is not going to get you to the Super Bowl.
He's generational. Andrew Luck got them three Super Bowls.
Andrew Luck hasn't got them crap, and Andrew Luck is out of the damn NFL. And so even your boy Manning had to go to another team. And, he had to win with defense and a running game.
All of them did. Elway, all of them.
Yeah. So
Brady.
So it's just a matter of building the team that we have with the quarterback that we have and not listening to the narrative that these melanated quarterbacks can't do what they need to do. Russell Wilson won his Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl by not using his running back. He won it with his running back. So, I can't believe that the people of Chicago, of course, that are not on the South Side are going to this narrative that we need to get rid of JF1 and find another quarterback in the draft to make us languish and hope that we can win a playoff game in the next 5 years. That's my final word. JF1 is our quarterback. Trade the damn draft pick. Pick up Russell Wilson, whatever team that wants to win. Lamar and the Ravens will be in the playoffs again next year because they are a good team. And that's what the Bears are striving to do, build a team. And we have done it by getting rid of players, picking up draft capital, and moving on. So that's my final word. Let's go Bears. Keep JF1. Get rid of the damn draft. The #1 pick. Let's trade back. They can even trade back the damn 9th pick. I don't care. Pick up some more players and let's play football. Bear down.
All right. It's all worth a hill of beans if he's autistic or high on the scale. So Diesel keeps saying the issue is the quarterback holding the ball, staring, not releasing it, afraid to pull the trigger, not trusting his eyes. This is a narrative. I hear the nerds. I'm just repeating what all the nerds have been saying on the score. You know,
they're wide open. They're wide open.
Yeah.
You can't throw the ball.
You're gonna have to mute him while I'm talking.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself too. All right, it's on Diesel.
You can't throw the ball to wide open bums.
If you're not gonna mute him, I'm not gonna talk. I ain't say nothing.
Muted there, fella. Go.
All right. So look. He's sitting up there. Everything he says, oh, just trade every pick you get and just keep Fields. That's all he cares about is keeping Fields. Fields is the problem. It's plain and simple. It's a passing league now. It's built around passing, okay? The most obvious thing that your quarterback needs to do, he doesn't do it well. He doesn't do it well. He needs to be gone. That's plain and simple. If he did it well, don't you think it would be a lot of teams wanting to trade for him without hesitation?
So you're saying if Fields was playing like C.J. Stroud his first 2 seasons, we wouldn't be having
we wouldn't even be talking about this. We wouldn't even have the number 1 pick this year.
Okay.
Because he would have already been, we wouldn't have had to trade the pick last year.
Well, you know, C.J. Stroud's surrounded around talent. He's got all pros.
They're almost all rookies. All rookies. He made them better than what they are. Okay. He made them better.
He's got a Hall of Fame coach. He's got a Hall of Fame offensive coordinator.
No. The coach just came there, replaced Lovey. It's all like rookie stuff, bro. Don't try to cover it up.
Hey,
if Fields ain't that good, he ain't.
I'm just asking the questions, bro.
Okay, well, you ask those questions, I'm giving you answers. The man ain't that good at what he needs to be good at the most is passing. He's good at running. He's not a bum, but he ain't the right. He's not worth what it would cost to keep him. So you have to move.
So are you saying he's a glorified Taysom Allen? You know,
Taysom Allen,
the guy who played for New Orleans. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He was the quarterback behind Drew Brees.
He's like
he runs. Guy. They line him up at quarterback, and he runs like.
I know what you're talking about.
He's pink. He's a pink guy.
No, he's better than him, but he just, like I said, in this day and age, the quarterback. You can see Lamar trying to do it way more than ever. It's passing because that's how they didn't change the rules for the quarterbacks to be passing because that's where the rules encourage you to do, right? So you got to be better at that. He's just not. He hasn't shown as much progress as you would like to see if you're going to invest that money in a quarterback coming up to that option, and then you're paying them like 40, 50 million a year because that's what they would command after that point if you're saying that's my franchise guy, right? So you got to move on from him. So none of my scenarios involve keeping him as your quarterback of the future. They may involve keeping him while you grooming this dude who's going to replace him, but nothing involves keeping him as your QB of the future, right? As far as that goes, it's like still, I mean, come on. If teams ain't showed a whole lot of interest in him to trade for him, one or two things. Maybe they trying to lowball on purpose to try to get him for something without giving up what they really know that he's worth.
Or they feel like you and they know he's got autism.
They just say that he ain't that good of a passer. So why we don't get that high of a pick for a dude who can't really pass that much, and we're gonna have to work with him, and you're gonna have to cater. You're gonna have to put all superstars or Pro Bowl team around him in order to win.
Trade all. You're gonna have to unmute this guy. You're gonna keep. Go ahead.
No, you can't unmute.
All right, you're right. All right, that's fair.
I didn't get a chance to say that. All right, that's fair. So take the whole to put all of that stuff around him, and then your window is gonna be real short. If you put all of that stuff around a dude who's that handicapped at passing the ball like he should be. So
you call this guy handicapped.
No, your team will be handicapped because you're only going to have like, what is your window going to be? You have like 1 or 2 years to try to win with a person who's that deficient and what you want to see from a passer. So it's like, nah, man, move on. There's other people who could probably get you the same record, better passing results than this guy has done since he's been in the league with the same team. You could probably.
And when you close your eyes at night, you could tell the TATN nation that if Justin Fields was blonde-haired and blue-eyed, you'd feel the exact same way about it.
Yeah. What difference? I wouldn't care if he was caramel, pink, purple, green. I wouldn't care. It'd be the same thing. If I'm seeing guys running around wide open, he's looking straight at him. He doesn't throw the ball for whatever reason. Just doesn't throw the ball. I'm like, okay. But he's done that like too many games. His best thing is running the ball, right? His worst thing is throwing the ball with accuracy consistently. And he sucks in the fourth quarter. You got to move on. You got to move on. clear cut. No ifs, ands, or buts. The Bears are leaning towards that.
You ain't even on the fence.
No, I ain't on the fence. I'd have been off I would have been off the fence, even if we made the playoffs with him. I was still off the fence with this guy.
But he got hurt. We would have made the playoffs. That's what I'm saying.
No, but
bro,
even if we did, it wouldn't change my mind about, just like with Trubisky. Trubisky got us to the playoffs twice. Did it change any of our minds about him? No, we knew who he was.
The defense did.
We knew who he was. We knew who Trubisky was, right? So it's the same thing. It ain't gonna change my mind about this guy unless, let's say, if he did some things in the fourth quarters that got us to the playoffs where he was passing the ball and stuff. Then I'd be like, well, wait a minute. That's a little bit different, right?
You mean like when he hit Mooney in the corner and Mooney dropped that pass last season? And then like when he hit him on the Hail Mary and it hit him right in his bread basket, he dropped that too. Dudes. You talking about like those when he's making plays like that?
Well, or like when I seen Cole commit wide open in the center of the field and he looked at him for a few seconds, then he took off running.
Or when he hit the white tight end for the 60-yard pass and the white tight end dropped the ball. What's that white Trunnion? When he hit Trunnion with the wide open, hit him right in his bread basket.
Those type of plays. Each play that you say, I can give you two more with wide open people than you throw the ball.
But for context, we got to add them all. But
right.
I mean, those were well. You guys. I tell you what. Diesel makes a compelling argument. I mean, he hasn't swayed me per se, but I'll tell you what. I'm not going to shoot I don't want to say that because that's not right. But I'm not going to lose any sleep necessarily one way or the other. I'm going to trust polls.
Here's a question too. Before I'm done, I got one.
I'm going to trust polls, Ace. I'm going to trust polls. Go ahead, Diesel.
So Pete Rose, because we didn't get back to it, I didn't get a chance to say it, but he's listed as ineligible for the Hall of Fame, so he can't even be on the ballot. He tried to get his name reinstated with the new commissioner, and he denied his thing in like 2016 or 2017. So unless they get a new commissioner.
It's 2024.
He ain't.
Yeah, they waiting for him to die. Like Ace said, he'll be in it. It's gonna be post-mortem. He'll definitely get in.
Yeah, it probably will be.
Yeah.
But my other question is
he'll be a hero when he dies. You're
JF1's number one fan, Ace. What you gonna do if he's traded? Are you gonna root for the Bears? Are you still gonna root for the quarterback?
Well, Wordsmith said he's not gonna root for the Bears anymore. Wordsmith said he's gonna follow Fields even if he's a backup. Not. You still can follow the guy, but I'm saying, are you still gonna root for the Bears where whoever they have is a quarterback? The same way I've had to root for them the past few years and not really caring for Justin. Oh wow.
Who is whoever? If the Bears
whoever's starting at quarterback, if it's not Fields, are you still gonna root for the Bears?
Yeah, he's questioning your Bearlinity.
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan, but
he's questioning your Bearlinity right
but
now.
I'm also gonna follow JF1 as he comes back to Chicago and rams the rod right up the Bears bum. But he'll be fine wherever he goes. The Bears will lose for the next couple of years, but if they draft Caleb Williams as a number one quarterback, because it's proven through history.
Okay, yeah, well, all right. So these are my final words. I'm not going to have them. I'm going to throw it to y'all for final words. I'm going to use my final word time to ask y'all this question. Diesel, under Ace's scenario, what's the Bears' record next season? I should ask this. The team president needs to know this.
It'd be like the same thing I said, between 9 and 11 wins.
Hey, so what are we talking about? And Ace, under Diesel's scenario, both his scenarios with Jalen or Caleb, Caleb in the draft capital or Caleb and the helm. How many wins are we getting next season?
They can win between 6 and 8 games.
So Diesel thinks the number of wins will be about the same. Ace thinks with the rookies, there's going to be less W's. And I noticed nobody mentioned how the current players feel about Justin. Nobody mentioned that because I know
most of them
said it don't matter. The meatheads who never laced it up said it don't matter how the players feel.
Most of them like him. Most of the players like him.
Love him.
Yeah, most of them like him. But what he said in regards to the number one pick, the thing with the number one picks that hardly ever been successful is not that they were number one picks, it's that they scouted the wrong fucking guys. That's all. That's all it is.
So could we
That's
be
all
doing
it
the
is.
same thing now?
You could be, but then
Well,
again, you
that's
might
Ace's
not be.
point.
But you might not be. You can't just say, well, history says.
That's crap
Well, no,
shoot.
history says they were scouting the wrong guy. Because
But
the other
Ace,
quarterback,
Ace Dizzo is saying he knows Justin Fields is a bum.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying at this point. He knows, not a bum, but he knows what Justin Fields is, and it's not enough for what Dizzo wants at the QB. And he's saying he'd rather take a flyer on one of these guys at this point. That's what he's saying. Kind of like we moved off Trubisky.
Yeah, Trubisky was a bum. He wants to take a 5'11" guy that's running a 12.40 and put him in.
He got wiggle though. Hey, boy, Caleb got wiggle though. And
yeah,
what I be saying about Justin, if Justin was doing what Caleb, when Caleb get out there, even though he's running a 4.12, Caleb be out there with the ball up, pump faking, and Caleb got wiggle. Justin be running fast, and some bum will barely touch his ankle, and he fall down. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean?
But you're talking about college versus these guys that's going out there
very true.
trying to kill
very true.
But key thing is Caleb scrambles to pass. Justin scrambles to run. It's still
college.
It doesn't matter. That's the instinct. It doesn't matter whether
it does
pros,
matter.
College.
It does matter.
No.
You guys are both right.
Instinct.
Honestly, you guys are both
it's
right.
It's an instinct. If your natural thing is you scrambling to throw the ball,
yeah.
That's better than you scrambling to run all the time.
You
got to be taught how to quit trying to run, like Justin has been taught.
That guy in Indianapolis could run, and he can outrun anybody.
And Justin didn't run in college. Justin stood back there in the pocket and processed in college.
Man, he was running too. He was running too.
No, he was throwing the guys that were wide.
He was running.
All right, guys.
And Andrew Luck wasn't a bust for a number one pick. He was actually legit.
Well,
they never won.
Listen,
they never won in his short time in the league, but they went to like 2-3 AFC championships.
Listen, I was team again. I was team stay with Peyton Manning, team generational Peyton Manning, and because the only reason they were in a position to get him was because Peyton had hurt his neck the season before, and that's why they had that draft capital to get him. I was on team trade that generational pick and get Peyton some help. I was on that team. If you'd have done that, you would have won 2 more with Peyton. You got 0, and the sports gods punished you. They punished you for moving off Peyton with the shoulder injury to Andrew Luck, who wasn't poor, stupid, and hungry, who walked away from the game. And this is, I think, how Ace feels about Caleb and his family. He doesn't feel like Caleb's poor, stupid, and hungry enough, and he'll mess around and walk from the game with all his NIL money and painting his nails after 5 seasons. I was a Colts
fan. They would not have won 2 because their defense wasn't as good as Denver. So they might have made it to a Super Bowl.
They went far the year before. It was just Peyton got hurt. They was picked to go to win it that year. Peyton hurt his neck.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is when Luck took over, it wasn't much of a drop off from when Peyton. But
they didn't have all that draft capital that they would have had they traded down. They already had it Peyton. They got nonsense when they moved off Peyton.
Maybe. I mean, you understand? I'm a Peyton Manning fan, Marvin Harrison fan. I was like a super Colts fan.
Right,
so I'm just saying that Luck wasn't a bust. Luck wasn't a bust. He took them to like 3 AFC championships.
We're all in agreement.
No, we ain't totally in agreement with that nonsense y'all be talking. Don't put them words in my mouth.
All right, listen. The spotlight on Lamar Jackson, JF1, and Russell Wilson, it burns brighter than ever. These star quarterbacks navigate a unique landscape of expectations, accolades, and challenges. As we dissect their careers, we'll keep an eye on JF1's mysterious impact. He's a force that defies easy definition. That's all for today's episode of Mouthpiece Included, the podcast where we talk sports, politics, and everything in between. We hope you've enjoyed our discussion. We thank you for listening and supporting this show, and don't forget to tell your family and folks about it, because word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. We will be back next week with another episode. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or concerns, feel free to drop a comment below. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay loyal to the Navy and Orange. Out. banner, FGB, and don't forget to bring your mouthpiece out there.
Mouthpiece, baby.
All right, Ace. Yeah, man, we gotta keep it going, huh? That was a great discussion. Boy,
love this drop dead gorgeous ass quarterbacks.
I hope Ryan Poles can watch you and Diesel's discussion.
Yeah. I get him on. We'll get him on in coming weeks before the draft, hopefully.
Well, he said he's taking in all information. I hope he's taking in the information from Mouthpiece.
He's taking calls.
Yeah.
Definitely taking calls.
Yeah, he's taking calls. All right. So if you up in the Uber or the Lyft, you in the backseat there, you slide through Inglewood or Chicago, even if you ain't driving, you gotta check your blind spot. Better keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6. Better watch your back. Better guard your grill. Mouthpiece included. Knuckle up.
Better guard your grill.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece included.
Oh. Congratulations on home with Flossboro High School. They took that 4A state championship. Big ups to brother Kevin Polk, his son Junior on the team, and big ups to my wife's cousin, assistant head coach out there. Keep doing it, huh?
Mouthpiece included.
Big city, small world. Dr. Killing.